This episode is powered by pODDcast.
Hi, I'm Kyra, and on today's episode of BestowCast, we talked about first-day jitters and collectible figures.
Welcome to the BestowCast. We did half of this, like half of the first segment, and didn't know our audio kicked out. So now we have to re-record the first segment because that means that it's not official. I am here with the other producer, Kyra, who got to shoot some live-ish videos with us today, and yeah, she gets to. Oh, no, I just like ripped all my hair out of the ponytail, making a joke. Like scratching myself like a dog that I am. So what was it like filming live-ish earlier today?
Panic.
You had that look in the headlights like Riley gets when we start recording.
When the deer looks in the headlights.
Like, Riley, here, you're gonna do a couple episodes. I need you to talk about Stranger Things and My Little Ponies. And go. This is My Little Pony. That's nice, Riley. What is that? It's a My Little Pony. Now let's recreate shooting with Kyra. That's great. What is this? My Hero Academia. Can you tell me more about that?
It's a figure.
It's a figure. Well, great. We've got 12 more minutes to fill. I mean, as it goes on, it got easier.
Yeah. It was just kind of like stage fright at first. You're kind of like, oh, what do I do?
Repetition will get easier.
Yeah.
I mean, Riley gets the excuse that 99% of the time I'm showing stuff off, so all she has to do is sit there and go. And then, I'm yelling action, Kyra's laughing her ass off, and I'm like, you need to be serious!
Yeah.
You're like, stop.
Try not to laugh as you're being a total shark.
Jerk. So you came in, you did your My Hero Macadamia stuff.
Macadamia.
Gazebo. And Riley came in. She did her Discord. So we're gonna try to get you on and do more Little My Little Pony if you even want to come back after all
I
this.
can come back. Yeah.
Now that you know what you got to go through, you're probably gonna want to prep a little bit more when you do your My Little Ponies. But Riley's focused on her like Discord, like she has more specifically the dragon and stuff like that. But
right.
you have like Dr. Hooves, and you have like you have a couple of them from the Funko set.
Yeah.
We're talking about this, and this may or may not like air at the same time. Well, I know the Discord stuff has already aired, so.
Right.
But yeah, you have other Funkos. Are you okay? Are you going to make it?
I can't tell if I have to cough or if I have to sneeze. I'm like,
Well, if you cough and a French fry comes up, I know why. But you have Funkos as well.
Yeah.
But you have specifically the ponies, where she has Discord.
Yeah.
And you have Timebender, aka Dr. Hooves.
Right, yeah, I have Dr.
Doc.
Hooves.
You have Derpy too, don't you?
Yeah, I have
You the
Derpy. I stole a couple of Ryes as well, because you remember how we used to get them
fine.
for...
She steals stuff. So, I mean, I think we've already had Rise say that on the show. So I wrote this, and this used to be Kyra's. I believe she claimed your Spider-Man bobblehead or something from the show or something.
Wow. As long as she doesn't claim the felt Spider-Man.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
That's master replicas, and they don't make those anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to steal that back soon because...
We probably want to display it too. I don't have the sabers out, but the sabers came from the same place. The miniature sabers are all master replicas. So
yeah.
It might be a nice thing to talk about, because that was actually at the end of the line before they got canceled. So
right.
I don't know if they made the entire line, or it was just like they just did whatever to fulfill the orders, and that was it. Because there was the head, and there was supposed to be a miniaturized Captain America shield and stuff. Oh, Those helmets are master replicas too. They all came from. Maybe I'll show off the helmets in segment 2, although they're coated in like 6 miles of dust. So, as we've established in the show, I'm really bad at that. But then you also have like Hasbro stuff too.
Yeah.
You have
bless you.
Okay. You have the Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime, that's his name. Thank you. Could not think of it for some reason.
And the D&D ponies.
And the D&D ponies, yeah.
And maybe you'll bend the rules and get the Pink Ranger, even though you're not really into Power Rangers.
Oh, I still want the Pink Ranger. It's a pony.
It's the pony.
It's a pony.
Well, you definitely need the Ghostbuster, because I think her name is Plasma. And she's got the green. She got the green hair. She got the thing. And
is her hair like goopy? Do you know the main?
I think
to
it's
make it look goopy.
No, because it seems like the molds are always the same, like, for the exception of the Pink Power Ranger, because I think she still has the helmet.
The helmet.
But they're basically the same molds. They just paint them differently. So she's probably just the basic mold, just with the green mane.
I know with the other mold, the one that has like the Dr. Hooves, Derpy. I have the female Doctor.
Okay.
As well. DJ Pony, the DJ, the musician one.
With the rainbow.
Spitfire, I have Rainbow Dash.
Spitfire, I think, is the one I was.
Spitfire's the blue one with the the orange and the orange and yellow mane. Mm-hmm. Where's the goggles?
I think that's the one I was trying to refer
to. Yeah, I do have Rainbow Dash though too.
Let me make sure our audio is still running real quick.
I know with those ones, they have 2 different molds for the pony, like the base of the pony, because if you look at their noses, the males have the square noses.
Has the broader noses.
The females have the
thinner,
smaller, curlish
Well, that's
nose.
the way they're on the
That's
show.
how they are on the show.
Not that I would know, but I apparently know more about My Little Pony than I do of My Hero Macadamia Nuts. Go figure. It's all those years of A, having to watch the cartoon with you guys, and B, having to find the stuff come Christmas and birthday times and stuff. And I've already said this before with Riley. I'll say this again, where it's like, we got you the statues, and it's like, if you want the My Little Pony toys, we'll get you the toys, but the statues are statues. Don't play with these.
Yeah.
And you guys played with them all the time. They all have broken tails and have been glued back together.
Yep. We love those statues. They were fun.
Should I get you I know we were hunting for some G.I. Joes, and we saw there's a Twister one where her cutie mark is the Twister, and then she comes with a little spinny pad.
The spinner.
I'll have to nab that one at some point in time. Bring it on the show. We apparently have a toy show now, so we'll show on the toy show. And then, I already said the Ghostbuster one and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see. I really want them to release Rick and Morty.
That'd be interesting. Well, I guess he did do a cameo or something, or they crossed over.
Yeah, they had a cameo in My Little Pony. I think they were in like a bank or something. And if you look in the background, Rick and Morty in their pony forms are in the background. There's a screenshot of it somewhere.
It's the cartoon stuff. I think they try to slip a lot of things into the cartoon.
Yeah.
They try to get away with a lot of things, whether or not that is authorized or not. Because Riley and I already got in a conversation about Dr. Hooves, and Dr. Hooves is not technically an authorized character. That's why
he does show up in the.
He shows up
in the show too.
But he has various names. His go-to name as per Hasbro is Doc. It's just Doc.
Yeah.
However, he also goes by Time Turner because of having the hourglass cutie mark and stuff. But they kind of stray away from Dr. Hooves, and Dr. Hooves is spelled 2 different ways as well. WHOOVS and
HOOVES.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of strayed away because of copyright issues and stuff like that. Dr. Hooves is more so a fan name. Fans have kind of named that character. It's the same with Derpy, where it's like Hasbro doesn't really want to support Derpy, which is strange because Derpy is representation. I'll say it eventually. Is just being klutzy, and being just derp, just being dumb. And Hasbro, I think they want to stray away because they feel like people are calling out mentally handicapped people,
right?
And that's not the point of the character. And I think that they ended up with like fan kickback because of it, because there's like, oh, we're not going to take this, or we're going to shrink it or whatever. And like the artists are always going to sneak it into the comic books and into the cartoons and everything else. They're fans just as much as the fans are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Make sure we're making it. We've still got audio. God damn it. So and it's just just trying to I think it's just that whole copyright thing, and they want to cover their asses and stuff, because the BBC may come back and say, hey, where's our chunk? You sold how many of these figures? Where's our
right? Yeah.
And I think like when it comes to the Funko stuff, I think the Funko leans towards the fans more so.
Yes.
Because I think Derpy was like discontinued in the main line, but Derpy still came out with the Funko.
Right. Yeah, and I think on the box as well, it was actually Derpy. That's actually her name on the box.
Mm-hmm. I forget what
I don't remember what her actual name is.
Yeah.
I just always known her by Derpy, so.
They gave her some weird name, and like the fans are like, we're never going to call her that. It's all running. It all didn't melt down yet. It didn't melt down yet. And we made it to the end of this segment. Maybe we'll come back and you're still gonna, why don't you just start staring the lights a little bit? And maybe we'll come back and we will talk about Back to the Future and Dungeons and Dragons.
Well.
Because that sounds like something we've already talked about in me, so we'll talk about it again.
I wonder if it is.
And we'll talk about that when we come back from this break.
This episode is powered by pODDcast. pODDcast are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience and have more meaningful conversations, you're going to want to check out pODDcast. Now, if you want to get 10% off your order right now, you can go to pODDcast.com and type in coupon code. What's the code?
Bestow TV 21.
Yes, that's the code. Check out pODDcast.com. Take your podcast to the next level.
That was interesting. Hopefully everybody clicked on that ad and bought everything. Although knowing YouTube, it was probably a 6-minute rap video where it's like, why am I watching a 6-minute rap video? YouTube drives me nuts with their advertisements.
Oh, yeah.
Before we went to break, and we were talking about like copyright reasons and stuff like that. And I kind of wanted to, we talked about this when the audio kicked out, but we were talking about D&D, and we were talking about Transformers. And one of the things that we had hit
and Back to the Future.
On the head was Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And it was that you notice that like the DeLorean is no longer
the DeLorean. Yeah.
Like if you notice if you go to buy stuff on the shelf, it's always almost always the time machine.
The time machine.
Which was wondering if that was maybe because of either A, they don't want to credit it back to DeLorean. Because probably he wants, the rights, that's kind of his name. Well, it is his name.
Right.
So he may want money, but it also because of the legacy that's kind of behind it. Like he was kind of known to have money and then kind of blew it all on, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Chopped up Pez or whatever. I don't get the reference either. So they may not for this kind of pseudo like kiddies movie. They don't really want to to tie it to a Coke Hound or whatever. So now it just seems like it's. But I always wonder how when they made this, or when they made the series to begin with,
right?
That did they pick the DeLorean because originally it was supposed to be a refrigerator. But they were afraid that if children watch this, that they may try to mimic it and get themselves locked in a refrigerator.
Yeah.
So...
it'd be like that one episode of South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that episode. But if they change it to a car, it's a little bit more hard for a child to mimic it.
Right.
But probably they don't want to pay. Well, matter of fact, I know this for a fact was that somebody wanted them to change the car to a Ford Mustang. And the writer, I think it's Bob Gale is the writer. Correct me if I'm wrong, write in the comments below, but I believe it's Bob Gale. And Bob Gale says, Dr. Brown would not be driving in a goddamn Mustang.
Yeah.
But they only threw Mustang out there because they would be able to get sponsorship and all this other stuff. And I kind of feel like they almost picked the DeLorean maybe to not, it's probably a cheaper out for them.
You know what I've just realized that's kind of funny?
What's that?
We're talking about Rick and Morty and Back to the Future in the same episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Rick and Morty is inspired from Back to the Future.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just think that's funny because I kind of just pieced it together.
And it all comes full circle when we get to D&D because Rick and Morty have a D&D game.
Yes, they have a D&D campaign.
But I guess the other thing that I wanted to go into was like how Hasbro kind of owns everything and they kind of mishmash everything. So much like the My Little Ponies, which My Little Ponies is owned by Hasbro.
Right.
And we see Optimus Prime in a My Little Pony because it's owned by Hasbro.
It's owned by Hasbro, yeah.
We get Transformers too, where we get the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 as a Transformer, and we get the Time Machine as the, which I think the Time Machine I think is called Gigawatt. Is his name Gigawatt? But I can't recall what I want to say it's somewhere around like Ecto-1 or something like that.
Right.
Which is the actual name of it's the license plate number of the car.
Right.
But I think it's somewhere around there, around the.
Yeah.
And then
we should make a Target run after this.
Huh? Riley and I do after our show every time
right,
too.
Okay.
I'm still looking for those Cobra Isle figures. This is the only things that haven't made it on my shelf yet.
Yeah.
Scalpers. But let's bring it back around to Rick and Morty. So you did the Rick and Morty campaign. Well, actually, before we get to Rick and Morty campaign, the D&D My Little Ponies came with a dice and a Dungeon Master screen.
Yes. So, I can obviously show it better at a later date, but there's...
We'll put it on a live-ish
5
episode.
characters? Yeah.
Yeah.
There was 5 of them. The characters...
Excuse me! I hope this doesn't gross anybody out!
No, it's not snotty. It's just, itchy right now. It just itches and it won't stop.
Nobody, if people listening to the audio version, they would never have known.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a cough. Anyway.
Because I'm French fries.
No, that's you. I'm just going to lose my French fries all in my lap and into the driver's side. Side note. We got lunch on the way here. And all of a sudden the traffic stops and I have to slam on my brakes and I have my McDonald's French fries in my lap. And they go flying. And I go to grab them and it hits the tip of my finger. And all the brand new large, I had 2 fries. It wasn't a large, it was a medium.
It's a medium.
Which they probably filled it only to a small because it's McDonald's and they screw stuff up like that. But it slid out of my lap, hit my finger, flipped upside down, and all of them were all over the floor. And it's like...
He goes, God damn it.
God damn it. I didn't want these fries anyway.
I didn't want them
I'm
anyway.
going to eat them anyway. I don't care if they have stones in them. I only ate the
So
ones.
mad.
I only ate the ones that landed on my pant leg. I ate those, but the ones that were on the floor, every now and then I'd reach down, I'd grab a handful and go throw them out the window. Did you see that? I just hit a potato and it just busted into French fries. Kyra's like,
And
they're biodegradable. It's fine.
I
Made
choked
sure
on the
there's no
French fry
cows.
after it.
Yes.
I choked on French fry and nearly puked because I was coughing so hard. And then my nose starts running.
You're like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Half an hour later, I'm fine, Dad. You smoke enough before we went? You got enough Marlboros on you or something? I'm all right. You got the Marlboro cough there. I can't. Every time I cough, I got hiccup now. It's like, she's over there. I'm okay.
Oh, it was so bad. I literally was coughing so hard I was throwing up in my mouth. And there was one point where I was coughing so hard I did that and it came out my nose and that's why I grabbed the napkin.
I see why you're a DM because the fun story we just had right there, vomit in the mouth and everything. So anyway, this My Little Pony came to the screen with a nice like painted like side that has them on like an adventure or whatever on the one side.
Yeah, and it's like, you know how most DM screens are like those floppy pieces of paper. This is an actual nice DM screen. It's like has actual cardboard in between it instead of just a flimsy piece, and it still folds up really nice.
I'm just curious what's on the other side. Is it, because like all my stuff always had like stats for like dragons or had like commonly used stats like door, like if you need to break a door down or something like that. But
it doesn't have anything on the inside except like each of the characters, like each of the ponies on the inside, and it tells you like their name, what class they are, and it gives you like a little backstory, like a bio for them.
So then when you're in the middle of your Rick and Morty campaign, you can actually start throwing some My Little Ponies. You can have a My Little Pony adventure in there.
Yeah.
Just put them behind like a door and just have your team like unlock the door and then you got a choice to either go forward with the Rick and Morty story or just do an entire sidetrack of My Little Pony.
My Little Ponies. Yeah, that would be great.
I mean, because it's like, Wizards of the Coast is owned by Hasbro too.
Right. Yeah.
And Wizards of the Coast actually, the Wizards of the Coast own. I'm taking a quick check of everything. Okay. Wizards of the Coast own like Magic the Gathering.
Right.
And they actually did a My Little Pony set. There's actually a My Little Pony Wizards or a Magic the Gathering set. It's
Oh yeah, I remember that. I've seen those. It took me a second. I was like,
it's
wait, they actually
limited.
did that?
It's limited because it was for like a children's hospital or whatever. So when you bought it, 100% of the proceeds went to the children's hospital. And people flipped their shit over it because they were upset. It's like, oh well, now Wizards of the Coast is selling out and stuff. And it's like, well, first of all, they're owned by Hasbro. Well, actually, I don't know if Hasbro owns them or they own Hasbro. I don't know which way that goes.
Yeah,
but Wizards of the Coast, of course, owned TSR, which was made D&D, and they own the Magic cards and stuff like that. So with Hasbro involved in some way, we've got all these other sets coming out.
Right.
So, but yeah, people were like losing their stuff, and it's just like, well, dude, like those cards still exist with normal artwork.
Yeah.
This just goes to charity. Like, I don't understand why you're going nuts about it.
Yeah.
This is to help. This is to fundraise a children's hospital or whatever.
Right.
Or whatever it went for. I mean, it's the same with the. They did a deal with Toho, and they released all the Godzilla cards.
The Godzilla cards. Yeah, I loved that set. I wanted them so bad.
And the thing is that it has the name of the like the Godzilla cards has the Godzilla artwork. It has the name. I believe it has the name of the Godzilla creature, like if it's Space Godzilla.
Yes.
But in small print underneath it has what creature it's supposed to be.
Yes, like what card it was.
And then within the same set, you could actually you could get that creature, or you could get the
original card.
You could get the original card, or you can get the Kaiju, the Godzilla card.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of interesting where it's like, well, it's just still functioning. I mean, basically, all you're buying it for is for the art.
Right.
And it's like, and I'm interested in it as well, but like that stuff kind of came in really at the head of the plague.
Yeah.
And everything during this plague is just nuts where you can't get a hold of anything, be it G.I. Joe, be it Wizards of the Coast, the Magic the Gathering, be it Pokemon, be it sports cards.
But I mean, at the same time, this is now a perfect opportunity to help support your smaller businesses and people that get in these Magic cards, get in the Pokemon cards, so they can actually make more of a profit. Because I've seen way too many of those businesses go out within the past year.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be supporting scalpers anyway.
No, not the scalpers. I mean, like the smaller businesses. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's kind of part of the problem is that people are buying from scalpers. They're supporting the scalpers, so they're encouraging the behavior. And more scalpers came out, and it's just the same with my Joes and stuff. There's a few things that I bought on eBay, but it's like I am only buying within this price range.
Right.
I'm not paying scalper prices. I'm buying from people that I seem to have a history of stuff.
Yeah.
But some stuff was hard. Some stuff kind of fell off the radar. The deluxe Mandalorian with baby Grogu.
Right.
That good luck.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling I'm going to end up paying scalper prices because that's not going to be around. But,
yeah.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
like a chase item?
It was, I guess, my understanding it was a Target exclusive. And it happened near the beginning of the plague.
Okay.
So, and Riley and I had found it at a toy show. And, the guy was like, oh, buy from me, I'm reputable or whatever. But it was still like triple the price.
Triple the price.
And I'm like, well, I'm going to still try to find it. Meanwhile, they made a deluxe figure, a freaking Jar Jar fucking Binks. We're at the end of the show, I'm dropping the F-bomb. Who asked for a deluxe Jar Jar Binks? Who? And I'm assuming with Jar Jar Binks, because now Jar Jar Binks is now cycling out to clearance, and now deluxe Boba Fett's coming in. So I'm pretty sure that I don't think that I'm not going to find Mandalorian in the
right.
wild.
Yeah.
I'd prefer trying to find him in the toy shows, if there's any future toy shows we go to.
Right.
I just gotta have to find a price that I'm comfortable with.
Right, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. I know people like to jack up the prices on these things, these statues as well. Like, it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy. Like, they raise it $20 to $30 over the actual price, and they're not even chases. Like, you can find them in Target.
Well, that's the problem. The Cobra Isle, you can't find at all.
Right.
Some of the stuff is, and it makes it harder because, like, we were talking earlier about like troopers.
Right.
And it's like, I just want one trooper. I'm not.
You don't need a whole army.
I'm not concerned with troop building, but there's others out there that do want a troop build.
Yes.
And have no limit. They're okay with buying 200 of the same figure. I'm like, I'm fine with just one. So it makes that hard because of the troop builders, and then the scalpers are taking advantage on top of that.
Yeah.
And just kind of making it nasty.
Right.
But we're at the end of our show, so you made it.
Wow.
We made it. And let me check the audio quick. Okay, we're good. So we get to sign out, and maybe
Go to Target.
we'll go to Target. Maybe I'll bring Kyra back, and we'll. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So don't forget, wherever you're tuning in and getting us, make sure to, support the show in any way you can. Help us try to make more episodes. Go to patreon.com/BestowTV. I should have the sales pitch done, in the can and ready by now.
Yeah.
I stumble every time.
Every time. At least the air fresher isn't going off this time.
Yeah, I'll still do it. But otherwise, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.